Keanu Reeves is not supposed to be real, at least not in the Hollywood sense. In an industry built on self-promotion, inflated egos, and ruthless competition, he is an anomaly. An A-list star who seems immune to arrogance, a man who treats colleagues with the same dignity he offers fans waiting for selfies in the rain. His legend isn't carved by scandal, but by kindness. And perhaps no story captures that better than the tale of how Reeves spent millions gifting his co-stars and stunt crews tokens of appreciation. Rolex watches, Harley Davidsons, even custom-made shirts memorializing every time they died on screen. Over the decades, countless anecdotes have painted Reeves as the industry's resident saint. Viral videos show him giving up subway seats to strangers, lingering to sign autographs long after premieres, and even helping crew members haul equipment between takes. To casual observers, these might seem like PR stunts, but talk to anyone who has actually worked with him and the picture becomes clear. Keanu Reeves is, without exaggeration, one of the most selfless figures to ever lead a billion-dollar franchise.
For so many people, Keanu is the quintessential action hero. What makes that guy so cool?
He can't help it, man. He was born that way.
Keanu Reeves is one of the greatest action stars that we've ever had.
It's the hair, it's the jawline.
But he has proved himself time and time again.
You know, he's quintessential in whatever franchise you're working with.
He never changed, always humble.
His kindness and gratefulness and everything is it's true, it's real.
He's the sweetest guy.
The guy is an absolute stud.
He's as cool as a Hawaiian breeze.
He's cool as a Canadian cold winter storm, baby.
That generosity isn't performative, it comes from scars. Reeves' life is marked by tragedies that would have broken most people. In 1999, he and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Syme were expecting a baby girl, Ava. She was stillborn at 8 months. The grief shattered them both, and within 2 years, Syme herself was gone, killed in a car crash at just 28. Reeves was left hollow, avoiding interviews, retreating into work. Yet instead of growing bitter, he became more empathetic. Friends say he learned to measure life not in what you get, but in what you give. That philosophy was on full display during the filming of John Wick Chapter 4. The movie's success hinged on an army of stunt performers. In an action film where assassins topple down endless flights of stairs, crash through glass, and die dozens of times in balletic gun-fu shootouts, the stunt crew is as vital as the lead actor. Reeves knew it, and he made sure they knew he knew it. When filming wrapped, each stunt performer received a one-of-a-kind t-shirt. Not just any shirt, but one tallying the exact number of times that stunt person had been killed on screen during the movie. Some had died 20 times or more, each fake demise immortalized in fabric. It was cheeky, funny, and deeply personal, the kind of gift only someone paying attention could have devised. But Reeves didn't stop there. For his inner circle of stuntmen, Jeremy Marinas, Lee Chang, Bruce Lee Concepcion, and Dave Camarillo, nicknamed the John Wick 5 alongside Reeves himself, he unveiled something extraordinary. Each received a Rolex Submariner, worth around $9,000 apiece, engraved with a message. Thank you, Keanu JW, for 2021. It wasn't just about the price tag. Rolexes are status symbols, heirlooms, reminders of time itself. For a stunt performer who spends years throwing their body into chaos only to remain faceless to audiences, such a gift was validation. Someone saw their work, valued it, and wanted them to carry that acknowledgement forever. If this sounds like a one-off, it wasn't. Reeves had been doing this for decades. Back in 2003, after the punishing motorcycle stunt sequences of The Matrix Reloaded, he gifted the entire 12-person stunt team brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Imagine it, 12 rumbling Harleys rolling off the lot, not as trophies for stars, but as thank yous for the men and women who made Neo's acrobatics possible. Most actors might send a card, maybe spring for a rap party. Reeves handed over tens of thousands in chrome and horsepower. It was more than generosity, it was recognition. Stunt performers often work in the shadows, their faces hidden, their names buried deep in credits. Hollywood barely acknowledges them come awards season. Reeves refused to let them remain invisible. By giving them Harleys, he made a statement. You are the backbone of this film, and I will never forget it. His generosity extends beyond gifts. Time and again, Reeves has slashed his own salary to benefit films or co-stars. When cast in The Devil's Advocate in 1999, 1997, he learned Al Pacino was hesitant to join due to budget constraints. Reeves promptly took a pay cut so Pacino could be brought in. The result? One of his finest performances, elevated by the fiery dynamic with Pacino. He did it again 3 years later for The Replacements, ensuring Gene Hackman could co-star. And during the Matrix sequels, Reeves sacrificed millions of his back-end earnings to funnel more money into costumes and special effects. In an industry where actors fight tooth and nail for every dollar, Reeves willingly gave his up for the greater good of the project. When The Matrix Resurrections premiered in 2021, Reeves didn't just walk the red carpet with co-stars. He chartered a private jet, booked hotel accommodations, and flew out his longtime friends, trainers, hair and makeup artists, publicists, and even martial arts coaches to attend. He wanted them beside him, basking in the glow of the premiere they helped make possible. Director Chad Stahelski called it typical Keanu. He makes sure that his friends and family are here. He's epic. Imagine that. An A-lister spending what most stars reserve for their own entourages on the behind-the-scenes crew who never get the spotlight. That's Reeves. Not all his gestures are headline-worthy. Sometimes they're simple acts that prove character. During John Wick 4, a video went viral of Reeves carrying heavy equipment boxes up a flight of stairs to help crew reset between shots. A man worth hundreds of millions, the face of a billion-dollar franchise, doing grunt work no one expected of him. For him, it wasn't about making a scene, it was about pitching in. The same humility surfaces off set. Fans share stories of Reeves lingering for hours to sign autographs, chatting with strangers at coffee shops, and quietly donating millions to children's hospitals. Donations so discreet they only came to light years later. He doesn't broadcast generosity, he embodies it. Part of what makes Reeves' kindness resonate is the contrast with his private grief. After losing Jennifer Syme and their daughter, he lived for years in near solitude, shunning gossip columns and burying himself in work. Then in 2019, he went public with artist Alexandra Grant, his partner since 2009. Fans were stunned. Here was Reeves, smiling on a red carpet, openly holding hands, in love again. When asked recently about his happiest moment, Reeves said simply, "A couple of days ago with my honey. We were in bed. We were connected. We were smiling and laughing and giggling." It was a rare window into a man who rarely lets the world in, proof that beneath the grief, he'd found joy again, and fans, protective of his gentleness, celebrated not just the relationship, but what it symbolized, that Keanu Reeves, after all the heartbreak, deserved happiness. Hollywood thrives on spectacle. Most celebrity niceness stories are polished PR, but Keanu Reeves' gestures carry weight because they're consistent, spontaneous, and costly. He doesn't just share wealth, he shares respect. He acknowledges the invisible labor that makes blockbusters possible, the stunt doubles, trainers, crew members, assistants. He turns an industry built on hierarchy into something resembling family. And that's why the Rolex watches matter, not because of the dollar signs, but because of the engraving. A watch can be resold, but a personal inscription can't. It ties giver and receiver forever. Every time one of those stuntmen checks the time, they're reminded that Keanu Reeves, Neo, John Wick, Ted Theodore Logan saw them, valued them, and made sure the world remembered their work. So yes, Keanu Reeves spent millions gifting his co-stars, but the money is the least interesting part. The real story is the culture he's created around him, a culture of gratitude in an industry where gratitude is rare. When people call him the nicest guy in Hollywood, it isn't hyperbole. It's the summation of decades of consistent kindness, from Harleys to Rolexes to humble acts like carrying boxes. In a world obsessed with taking, Reeves keeps giving, and maybe that's why audiences root for him not just on screen, but in life. Because Keanu Reeves reminds us that the true measure of success isn't how much you keep, it's how much you share.